Well, hey everybody, it's Cy, and it's another Crafting with Cy. Now, Christmas is creeping up upon us, and the last time you saw this was in a video that Faye and I did about the Artful subscription box, which is a lino printing box. So I did my cutting, I did a sample print, and I wasn't particularly happy with it. I don't know, like I'm going to be sending this out to my friends, and it kind of looks like a kid did it. And I'm not thrilled with it. And there's some parts of the design that I think I might be able to fix by just cutting a little more. Now, I thought maybe I could do a little of that and see what happens to it today. But if I wreck it, then I guess I've got to start from square one. But oh, let's not project on that. So I've got my different cutting devices here, and there's already one on the tool. One of the things that I would like to do with this design is to make the strings a bit thinner. So I thought I would just have a quick go at that. I've also got a new, not a new, it's not very new at all, but it's probably new to Lino. Um, a new kind of printing technique that I do want to use when I start printing with it. But at the moment, I'm just going to focus today on some of these lines that are a bit crooked and just lines that I'm not particularly happy with. And when I do this, I am referring to this test print. Now, this caught when I was pressing it down. So there must be something over here that's raised up just a little bit because that's the corresponding area. So one of the things that I wanted to do was just maybe cut away a bit more of this area here that seems to have caught the ink when I was pressing it down. It's going to be, kind of a tight job, really. But I really, really don't like it when it cuts. I mean, I know that it's a handmade thing and you can't expect perfection from handmade stuff. If you do it with your hands and not rulers and things, it is going to be uneven. But this is a bit, even like for my non-perfectionist taste, it's still a bit much. So I'm just going to have a look at what I can gently sort of shear away of the design. Maybe make it look a bit better, I guess. I mean, obviously you don't want to go too far because you can't put it back once it's been gouged out. Um, but yeah, this is not putting me in my happy place. So I'm just going to have another quick go at my design before I start printing again. All right, so I'm kind of thinning down this vertical, which is here. It's not exactly straight either, and it's kind of making it look a bit strange, but I do think there might be just a couple things I can do to this to maybe tweak it a bit. This is a whole different kettle of fish, and I'm going to get to that, but for the moment, I'm just going to hack away here. So I'll tell you while I'm cutting a little bit about what I'm planning to do with the printing. So I'm going to print not with ink. Instead of using the red printing ink, I'm going to use a specially formulated glue. It's on the market as flitter glue because it's for flake and glitter, and it's made by a company called Indigo Blue. And I'm going to print this design with their flitter glue onto maybe some cartridge paper, I think for now. And then once it's kind of tacky, dry, I'm going to apply some gilding flake. And that way the design will be printed basically in metal. And, you know, if it works, I'll be thrilled. If it doesn't work, back to the ink, I guess. That's my plan. If you look at this round, this starts a bit high up. So I'm going to try and just shave a little bit off. I'm going to turn it upside down so I get a better angle on it. But I am going to try and just shave off a little bit of this circle. That's not what I wanted to do. Okay, not cool. Not cool at all. Minute. That little piece. Thing is, this one was a bit close to the border line, and so when I cut out the circle, I gouged into the thick border, so I need to thin that border out as well around the side. I don't know if that's going to have improved this or not so far, but the other thing I might do is take a little bit off of this side at the bottom, because it was looking a little bit too big. I mean, yeah, from above here, as I look at the camera view, it is looking slightly better. I still might cut in a bit further into this top section, just here maybe. Make it I don't have any sort of natural skills in this area. I'm not much of an artist. I am more of someone who combines colors and patterns. I'm more like a DJ rather than a composer. I like to mix things together and see how they play. But as far as drawing skill goes, I'm not that good. It's never been a priority for me to draw things, I guess. And I guess it's never, when I try and draw something, it never, ever gets onto the paper the way it looks in my head, ever. And I've just always found the process quite frustrating. And since Lino cut the way I've done it is an extension of drawing, the disappointment extends as well. Disappointment in my own abilities or lack thereof to draw. Okay, so I've attempted to even this circle out. Oh, there's a little bit of a thing down here. It's a little bit of a nubbin. We don't want a nubbin. No. And then these bits outside the circle are still a bit high. My big bugbear with any kind of ink-based project is the ink going where I don't want it to go. That sounds really obvious, but it's really, like, I'm not thinking, oh wow, yeah, that lends a rustic homespun look to it. I'm just thinking, oh man. So I'm trying to get the etching like into the lino as deep as I can. I'm so used to rubber stamping, and I have loved rubber stamping. I've been doing it since 1997, and I really enjoy the process. And I thought I might enjoy making my own stamps. So I have bought a block of rubber because, according to the book that came with the Artful box, um, the lino has a bit of a shelf life and it kind of dries out. I'm wondering if maybe I can devise a way to store it so that it doesn't and I can use it forever, but I'm sure if it was possible, someone would have thought of it already. Um, but I suppose the limited shelf life also kind of increases any sort of value of a lino printed object, because it is you're taking advantage of a space in time during which you can use this to make new prints, and because it's limited, I suppose it makes it more special. Like I couldn't just take this out in 20 years and crank it again. It's, I mean, as much as I would love to be able to do that, um, we'll see, you know. I'm curious to see how a lino cut degrades. So this may be showing its face next Christmas just to see if I can use it again. But I won't be expecting to. Then we need to look at this line because this line looks quite thick, and I know that I dealt with the gap between the circle and the edge here to some extent, although that still looks really irregular. Circles are not my friends. Wow. I can crochet a circle, but I can't draw one. Okay. It looks like it would be nicer to thin this line out from the outside edge rather than from the inside, but I know what happens when I do this. Yep, it's happening right now. It tends to, whoop, yep, I've done it. I've gone and done it. Ladies and gentlemen, I've gouged it. Right. I know you're not supposed to cut towards yourself, but I am doing that right now. Don't do this, because if you suddenly slip, you might need surgery. I take these risks so you don't have to. Okay, that was too much. I wonder if there's some kind of golden rule that I'm missing. Something like don't cut from the outside in or something. Maybe. I hope no lino cutters are watching this. If you're a lino cutter and you are watching this, I wouldn't mind some constructive criticism, but keep it clean. I know I'm dumb. I am not trained in this art. I am just a meddler. I am a meddler who meddles. If I were to give this a title, I think I would call it the Astigmatic Christmas Card. I've got astigmatism, and it comes into its own when I'm trying to like divide a dish into equal portions and stuff like that. I will either overcompensate for perspective or I will undercompensate for perspective, and nothing ends up even. What I love about doing this on the camera for you is that I get a top-down view of this, that I can kind of turn my head to the side and look at. And this is still really lopsided. You know what? I don't like this either. This is not even, and this is not even. Maybe I ought to just extend this curve down a little bit. Might make things look better. this here as well. That's not gonna, oh, this is not gonna end well. It's this side I gotta do anyway. Well, yes, I did just switch to my left hand. I'm weird that way. I'm gonna cut that out. Sometimes it's just easier to use things with my left hand, so I do, and then I switch back. I don't know. Does anyone else here do that? Comment below. Tell me if you ever switch from your left to your right just because. And because I've cut that piece out, I'm just going to have to cut this piece out as well. Piece out. There we go. This portion of the program has been brought to you by the Ambidextrous Cutting Club. Oh, goodness. Well, that's kind of nice, I guess. I kind of think I still have to take a little bit off of here, though. Come out. Oh no, now it's too much over that side. Look what I did. I'll take a little bit off of here. Okay, and then just like that. Yes? I better stop there before I make a real mess of things. That looks a little better. I may be about ready to try another print. Let's try a test print. I'm going to, oh, I can't, look, I can't use the back of that. Okay, well, this little piece ought to do it. I won't get the whole thing printed on it, but I will get that much. And I need to get out my glue and show it to you. So this is what the package looks like. Glitter glue. And for the test purposes, I think I will use Sheffield Steel Flake. And this interesting thing is what they call a scoochie sponge. So I've got plenty of that. All right. So I'm going to set that aside for a minute. And that. And I think I am just going to glue a small section. Oh, this looks like a hair product that I used to use, which is kind of scary, but doesn't smell like that hair product though. So okay. I'm just gonna put a little bit on the sponge. I don't remember what the little intricacies are with using this stuff. I do not remember. But I am just going to dab this on just in a small area and see what I can do. I'll just do these two and a little bit of this outside border edge. Okay. I'm going to keep that face up and I'm going to print it Interesting. I'm just kind of looking at it in the different lights to see how it's transferred. And then I've got to get a plastic box to catch all of the extra stuff in. So there we go. And I'm going to close the glue container just for a minute. Ooh. This stuff is very light because it is just very light flakes of metal. Oh dear. I think I'll use this brush to push it down with because I've got glue on my hands. So let's do that. Apparently the flitter glue stays quite tacky for a while, so if you wanted to do a batch of these, I heard that you could actually glue everything first and leave it to the elements or whatever. Okay. Now, this isn't the end. This is not the end of it, I promise. Right? I'm just getting most of it off for now. Just most of it. All right, and then I'm gonna pour this back into its jar. It's all flying everywhere. No, it's all flying everywhere. Right, so for the most part, it's in the jar. It's snowing silver out here now. Okay, so, right, most of it is back in the jar. Now we take this little sponge. And what the sponge will do is it will take it away from everywhere except the glue. Right, clearly I'm going to have to be more careful about how I press it down because of what's happened. Because of what's happened there. But, I mean, look at that. That's all right, isn't it? And with a little bit of scooching around. And mind you, this isn't any kind of special texture or surface or anything. It's just the inside of a scrap envelope. That's looking pretty good. Look at that. So I have a feeling that's where I might be going with this because it seems to be, it's making me smile a little bit more than the ink was. So I think I might be flitter gluing in future. It looks great. And so we're going to have a nice silvery Christmas, I guess. Wow. Well, I'm impressed. I don't know about you, but I'm quite happy with this. I'm going to, I think I'm going to lock that in. That's going to be what I'm going to do for my cards this year. I just need to make sure I've got enough craft card because that shows up so nice on craft card. And that'll do. So, I hope everybody else's Christmas cards are coming along nicely, or whatever cards you make at whatever time of the year you're seeing this. And, well, that's another great use for lino printing. Hey, so that's it. This has been Crafting with Cy, and I'm doing this on behalf of Unravel and Unwind. It's going out first to our generous patrons. Thank you so much for your support. If you want early access to these videos yourself, why don't you pop on down to patreon.com/unravel and unwind. And you know, we're up to so many things lately. The tiers start at £3 a month, so dip your toe in there, see if you like it, and who knows where that might take you. I look forward to seeing you. I've been Cy, and I will see you again for the next one. Bye bye.